guys scrimmage this morning? How did the group look?
I thought we did well, man. It was, one of the things that we wanted to achieve this spring was to create more big plays. Just haven't had enough big plays, and I thought some young men stood up today and gave us an opportunity to make big plays. So that was pleasing to see. Defensively, I thought we flew around, at times prevented big plays, and even when we got down in there in the tight red zone, did a really good job of defending our goal line. So all in all, good day. I think we were 100% in PATs and field goals. From a team standpoint, that was good to see, and netted 40-plus on our punts. So overall, a good day.
I guess, does it get to a point where you kind of have, okay, on this day I want to be doing this offensively, defensively, special teams?
Yeah, so we have a theme of the day, and that's throughout a practice week that we have an emphasis, whether it's normal down and distance or third down or red zone or coming out, backed up, tight red, short yards, goal line, etc. So we do that within the week, and on a day like today, we were able to put it all together and kind of play it in a game situation, although controlled. They give us an opportunity to go down the field, unscripted, if you will, and play that situation, whatever it is.
How'd your quarterbacks look today? Somebody's got to ask. Might as well be me. Get out of the way.
I thought they did well. They completed a lot of balls down the field. I thought they stood in the pocket well with composure. And one of the things we wanted to do was make them live, so they didn't have a red jersey on today. And I think it's important to do that because you have to find out. Well, you can't wait till the first when we get to Tempe to see these guys under duress. So we applied pressure to them. They were hit at times and delivered under pressure at times. And so I thought all in all four had some good moments. Certainly a lot of work still to be done there. We have to do a better job of getting the play in, called, and snap. I think we had a couple of delay of games, or way too many that was under 3 seconds on the play clock remaining. So we want to be more efficient in getting plays from the sideline to the field, called, and then snap.
Coach, you have Coach Castle as your passing game coordinator. How different is kind of the logistics of getting that play call in versus what it was last year?
He was heavily involved a year ago now. He, from a schematic standpoint, he's even more involved, have a greater voice in contributing to or assisting with Coach Borges and that play selection and play design. But as far as the play being called itself, the play caller still does that. So the communication from the offensive coordinator to the field has not changed. And so from that aspect of it, it should not be a difference. It should be even faster this year because, we don't huddle. So you would expect that you'd be more efficient in getting the plays in.
Frank, I know it's hard to tell after just a few days out there, but any quarterback have any edge against any of the other?
See, if you were on time, I just answered that question.
Well,
all right. But because you're my buddy, we'll go back again. All right.
I figured that'd come up.
Yeah. JJ wouldn't let that go. And so the quarterback competition is one that's very heated right now. We have 4 scholarship quarterbacks that are all competing very well. It'll be interesting once this film is graded. I have not graded it, but I thought they were very efficient. DJ played well. Cordell played very well. You look at a young JoJo Weeks who continues just to throw touchdowns and don't throw it to the other team. And Bryce Rivers, who's of a young group within our system or this program, is the most veteran in that regard, also continues to plow ahead. So I don't know if we have anyone that has separated themselves after preseason game number 1. I would anticipate that would come as we continue. Now, today was an assessment or a test, if you will. but every day is. We don't just base it on what happened on Saturdays. That what happens Monday through Friday has value and merit as well.
What did you see out of your offensive line today? You still
Yeah,
looking for
continuity.
those
Yeah, you know, I like the group that was in there today. Minus Jordan Wright, who was a starter from a year ago. But we played young Spencer Burford at a left guard position. And his style of play is saying, recognize me. I'm capable. We have a fierce competition with Kevin Davis and Bosa at the center position. Dominique Pastucci is vying for the right guard position, and the same out at right tackle, with Josh Otis and Josh Dunlop, or Jalen Gilmore, who's playing both right guard and right tackle. But we have about 7 guys of a 5-man position that are rotating, and hopefully we're able to resolve that pretty soon, so that we can develop the chemistry that we need within weeks leading into the season opener.
Frank, last year, kind of when the season started to turn bad, it seemed like it was because you guys couldn't run the ball consistently. So how important is it to get that offensive line, kind of resolved and get them to get gelling as a unit?
Early on, we ran the ball effectively against Baylor when need be. Took advantage of the things that we could based on the defensive style of play we received. And kind of the question that led into that was the offensive line and the continuity of it. We, from day one, we lost 1, then 2, then 3, and then musical chairs became our theme because we needed to get the 5 best on the field at one time. And it hindered us throughout a season. But throughout the season, no one wants to hear that. Here a year later, and we reflect upon it, the continuity of a group of men that have to play together. They're not isolated positions. They play together in unison. And we didn't, after week 2, we didn't have that unit together again until week 10. So it was difficult, challenging, but we're charged to get them prepared and to go about doing their job. I feel that we'll be able to run the ball very well. I think our offensive line is as big and athletic as we've ever been. I think we have 4 legitimate Division I tailbacks in our backfield that complement one another, that if one gets nicked, that we don't have a drop in talent or ability. So we'll be able to continue to rush the ball and keep guys fresh at all times.
What are you expecting from Jalen this year? I mean, he's got the experience.
Yeah.
He's been very...
Yeah, he played well today. Probably played 12 snaps, and then we shut him down. Mm-hmm. Expecting big things from him to pick up where he was in a sophomore campaign, where he was right at 1,000 yards, approaching 1,000 yards, mm-hmm. and suffered through some injury a year ago. But is healthier than he's ever been right now, leaner than he's ever been. He looks quick. He looks explosive. And there are high expectations for him to be a all-conference back in his senior year of play.
Coach, I'm sorry. I was listening to your talk on the O-line. Did you say, is Jordan Wright dinged up a little bit?
Yeah, he is. He was a year ago, so his rehabilitation will get him back in position. He'll be ready for the opener. We're just being precautious so that he's at his very best come Arizona State.
And that's a left guard, and that's where Burford was.
Spencer Burford played today.
Spencer was in there.
Yeah.
What have you seen from Spencer? That's pretty rare that a true freshman's in there running with the first team this early. What have you seen out of him that's jumped out at you like that?
Girth, power, athleticism. An uncanny ability to have balance and body control, understands the difference in lateral and vertical sets, and has the mindset to allow the games and stunts that a defensive line would play against you, and a young guy generally chase because he hasn't been exposed to it, where Spencer's development is further down the line, mentally as well as athletically. So sometimes you have guys that have the ability, but the mental makeup may not be there. Right now, he's answering the bell, and we're very excited about him.
Right, last year the defense obviously played real well. For, you know, how much better can it be this year? You think?
Yeah.
Our receiver's different. First, you know.
Yeah.
Got a lot of players back, but still.
Yeah, got a lot of players back. They're still hungry. They still are tenacious. Run to the ball, rally to the ball. You know, we have some questions that needs to be resolved in the back end. I think up front, you look at our defensive line, our linebacker core with Josiah Tawefa and Les Morrow. Those guys are as good as any linebacker core, in my opinion, in our conference. Up front with Kevin Strong and Eric Banks and Balin Baker and King Newton, you have veteran players there that have played a lot of meaningful snaps that'll be stout in both the run and pass game. We have some talent in the back end. We went after them today. You know, wanted to know. I needed to know how well we can cover. I needed to know how well we were on the perimeter from a receiver standpoint, because we have some guys with speed and stature there. And so we saw a very competitive receiver core go against a very talented defensive back group as well, and have been throughout the duration of camp so far. And so I think that's the big question, how they'll respond in the opening. That'll directly affect what we're able to do defensively. If we can cover, it allows us to pin our ears back and go after people. If we're not, then we have to be more strategic in putting more guys in coverage.
How about Josiah, his development? You know, he had a great freshman year. Josiah.
Yeah.
What's he looking like now?
Yeah, he's good. He's healthy. You know, he got a little heavy last year, 50 plus. That's not ideal for him. He needs to play probably at 35-ish. He's probably about 38 right now. When we get out of camp, he'll be 35 and under. When he is at that weight, it allows him to play at a very fast pace. And when he does that, he's one of the better guys in the country.
You open up against Arizona State.
Yeah.
In the past, you played A&M, Houston, Arizona, Oklahoma State. You've talked about, you know, you don't fear anyone, but you respect everyone. How much do you kind of sense the players kind of when they play Arizona State or Pac-12 team, it's not a big deal anymore, it's just another team on the schedule?
Yeah, you know, I think there may have been a time when we played those type of opponents here at UTSA where it was gratifying to play well. I think 2 years ago we saw that we could do it, playing this Arizona State team up in the fourth quarter. And back then I used the word giddy. It wasn't that we were shocked. We just didn't. In other words, you have the lead, and okay, we can hold on. Opposed to playing ahead is different from playing behind. If I'm playing from behind, but I'm playing close, it's almost a contentment. I can be content. We played them close. We did well. But playing ahead, you have to have enough resolve to go finish now. Go finish this fight that you've picked, that you've started. And at that time in our program, we weren't there. A year ago, to go to Waco and to go into a lead position and finish that team showed that we've taken another step. I think there's great anticipation, or there will be, in going to Tempe, Arizona to play Arizona State. But there's so much, I cannot express enough, so much about us we have to find out. So right now, this camp is not geared toward that opponent. We're looking in the mirror. We're finding out who we are. We'll get to a point where our game plan, our strategies will turn to Arizona State. We're not quite there yet, but I could assure you this team will be eager to play that opponent.
How's Kevin Strong practicing so far
Good.
in this camp?
Yeah, really good. Dominant when he wants to turn it on and show that he's the big brother. He's unblockable. Yeah, he's having a very good camp.
Coach Rollins at the high school coaching convention was saying that he wanted Kevin to take on kind of the Batman role this year. He said last year Marcus Davenport was kind of a Batman.
He was Robin, yeah.
Yeah.
And, he was a Robin. He wants. He says says he wants to see Kevin kind of step up and take that.
Yeah,
lead.
he's been doing that. Yeah, I would have to say he's been doing that. He's more vocal than he's ever been. He leads by example more than he's ever done before. And of course, he's a talented young man. So I think all those things, or the moment has presented itself for him to do it, and he has answered the bell in doing so.